to go to page 431 of, it will be file 4. We'll be dealing with file 3 and file 4 now. Page 431. And the chats that I'll take you to in file 4 are 431. The chats that I'll take you to in file 4 are chats between Sgt Nkosi and yourself. And the chats in file 3 are chats between Sgt Nkosi and the CFO. And just to alert you, because of a software setting in relation to the printout of the chats in file 3, they printed out with timestamps that are called UTC, which is 2 hours less than South African time. So one needs to add 2 hours to the time of any message in file 3. But the chats in file 4, the chats between you and Sgt Nkosi, are chats in South African with date stamps and timestamps in South African time. At the top of page 431, chat number 1, you see a chat, a message that you send to Sgt Nkosi, and it reads as follows. Afternoon, my brother. I trust you are well and your family. My sincere apologies for the delay in sending this message. The 2 vehicles for land are 1, Ngaphesheya Security Services, 2, El Shaddai Security Services. Have a blessed Sunday and lots of love. And now Sgt Nkosi has confirmed that you sent this chat to him on the 9th of March 2025 at 7:35 p.m. Was this a message that you composed yourself, or were you forwarding it from someone else?
Thanks, CS. This is the message I got from Nico. Sgt Nkosi, a day before, when I spoke to him, requested me to check with Nico if he has done compliance. He's done with compliance for the tenders of, Ngaphesheya and El Shaddai. He requested me to confirm with Nico and send him the information. And unfortunately, I could not on that particular day. Much as I then on Sunday, as you could see, I'm apologizing for the delay in terms of reverting back to him. Then I then sent him this message.
Now, who is Nico?
Nico is someone who does administrative work in terms of assisting people in tender compilations and so forth.
Is his surname Matabela?
Correct.
And he assists bidders in getting their bids in order so that they will be compliant?
Correct.
And you're saying that Nico sent this document, Sgt Nkosi had asked you to check with Nico as to whether the bids for Ngaphesheya Security Services and El Shaddai were compliant.
Correct.
Which bids?
For
which bids?
For Ngaphesheya and El Shaddai.
Bids for what?
For land invasion.
And Nico reported to you that they were compliant.
Nico sent a message to me, then I shared that message, edited it. Usually you'll see my writing everyone will tell you when I write, because most people send messages without greeting. I'll then share the message, I'll edit, and then greet and add whatever that I want to add and forward.
Yes,
Sorry,
but
when you say land invasion in Tshwane,
Correct.
okay.
and Nico said they were compliant.
That's what Nico indicated.
So Sgt Nkosi wanted to know from Nico whether the bids of his brother's company, which is Ngaphesheya, and the bid of El Shaddai, which is Mr. Glatswayo's company, were compliant.
That's correct.
And Nico confirmed that they were.
Yes,
And this was sent on the 9th of March, 2025.
correct.
Then 2 days later, you send a message to Sgt Nkosi with a list of 7 other companies. Sorry, before we get to that list. So going back to that first list, not the first list, the first message, that the 2 companies were compliant. From your perspective, you had now told Sgt Nkosi what he needed to know.
Correct.
And there would be no need for Sgt Nkosi to communicate this information to anyone else other than possibly El Shaddai and Ngaphesheya.
That's correct.
He certainly didn't need to tell anybody else inside the city.
No.
Let's get to the second message. Chat number 3, it's 2 days later, it's the 11th of March. And there's a list of 7 companies that you send to Sgt Nkosi at 3:06 p.m. And then a few minutes later, you send him a message to explain. And you say, "Afternoon, Captain. I trust you are well and your family. The above is from the Red Berets. Please check with Mfowethu if it's the same with his from CIC Juju to verify the authenticity." Now, just to clarify, you refer to Sgt Nkosi in these chats as Captain,
Correct.
and you refer to the CFO as Mfowethu,
Correct.
and they refer to you as General.
That's correct.
Let's go through this message and just clarifying, the above is from the Red Berets, that's presumably the EFF.
It's not from the EFF. 2 guys, as I indicated previously, Muzi and Sipo, came to me claiming to be having these companies from the EFF, of which I wanted to ascertain how true is it, because these are people I know years back while we were still student in the student movement. So only to find that it's not true. There's nothing like this.
I understand that, but when you refer to Red Berets, you're referring to the EFF, even though in this particular case you later established that Muzi and Sipo did not represent the EFF.
That's correct.
What did Muzi and Sipo want you to do with that list of companies?
Sorry, beg your pardon.
Muzi and Sipo, who pretended to represent the EFF, what did they want you to do with that list of companies?
It's common knowledge, SC, that people sometimes take chances. They moonlight, and many people are name dropping people's name. For instance, they indicated they were with the CFO, which is not true. So people take chances. I mean, they do many things just to access, money from companies and so forth.
But what were they wanting to do? I mean, we've established that they were taking chances, but what were they hoping they would achieve by giving you this list of companies?
Someone will come and say, I'm connected to these people and so forth, who can assist you. and approach me and so forth. I grew up with them. They said, they were with the CFO only to find it's not true. They've never been with the CFO. They said, if I have a way, remember I once worked
Sorry,
with
Deputy Chief, we get the name dropping, but
Yes.
what were they seeking to achieve?
They thought I have a way within, this process to help them.
If the CFO reported to you that, yes, these companies are from the EFF, I've been told these companies are from the EFF.
I just wanted to establish the link of those people. I know them from source code, COSAS, and so forth, and to say where are they. I know them as members of the ANC, and if they've shift now to the EFF, what is happening? These are youngsters that I grew with. They are old now. They were youngsters I grew up with.
Deputy Commissioner, you say these people wanted you to help them or assist them with the tender.
Yes, Commissioner.
Right? You say that. So you know that's why they gave you this list. They want to get a certain advantage through your assistance to do with the tender. So when you send this same list to the CFO, even on your version, even if one accepted your version that you were not you didn't know that he has a list you were not conveying that he has a list from the CIC. On your version, you send this list to what end? You know the purpose of the list. It's to get assistance and advantage in a tender process. When you send it to the CFO, it's for what purpose? It cannot be you want to verify that they are members of the ANC, of the EFF. It's irrelevant. This is a tender process. It's a tender process of the city, has nothing or should have nothing to do with whether people are ANC or not. It shouldn't matter. In fact, you should, if you were acting properly, you would have kicked them out of your office, right? And said, I want nothing to do with this. You don't do that. You forward it to the CFO.
Commissioner.
To what end are you giving him the list?
Commissioner, they make name dropping. There's number of people who come to my office. There's ex-combatants who come sometimes with the hope that I might assist them. If they are honest, and I can see these people are honest, I do explain to them. To say, I'm no longer working with these things, I'm not involved in these things. Because they were honest. But people who come and name drop someone, you'll definitely want to verify the authenticity.
So if this was authentic, you would have helped them with the tender?
No.
Then exactly my question. What is the point of you sharing this list with the CFO? Name dropping cannot be your explanation for it. We are talking about a tender process. They don't come to you to say, we know so-and-so. They're not. That's not the purpose. They didn't come to you to say, we know the CIC. They came to you on your version for help with the tender process. And that help is to help them get this tender. That's why, and that's what you understand. You forward the list with that understanding that these people have come to you not to name drop, but to get assistance with a tender. You forward it. And the question is, why do you forward it when you know that it's being given to you for an improper purpose? It doesn't matter whether they say the president, the mayor, deputy mayor, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. What matters is they come to you to say, assist us to get this tender, and you know that's improper. When you give it to the CFO, it is for what purpose?
If they come to me, Commissioner, and say, assist us, and not use people's name, I'll explain to them. but they are using people's name. If they could have came and be frank and honest, then I could have done that, but they are using people's name.
All right, that's your answer. Thank you.
Why did you ask Sgt Nkosi to check with the CFO rather than just asking the CFO yourself directly?
I know that Sgt Nkosi has a relationship with the CFO. I don't have the CFO's numbers. I don't have, a relationship with the CFO.
Why can't you just look up the CFO's number on an internal Tswane directory?
Because I knew that Sgt Nkosi, I know him and he has a relationship with the CFO. It was gonna work better for me, for him to verify for me.
But on the face of it, this is a matter concerning the business of Tswane, is it not?
It's correct.
Someone is coming to you with a list that they say is the EFF's list and suggesting that you might interfere with the tender process in Tswane tender TMPD 1 of 24-25 to privilege these companies. That's what the approach is about, is it not?
It's correct, as I explained, SC, that if they could have came like other people who come and say, look, we are ex-combatant or we are military veterans, can you assist? I'll explain to them to say, I don't have that authority to be able to do so. I have done so in many people. But they were name-dropping people's name, which becomes dangerous in this instance.
And they are suggesting not only do they expect you to assist them, but they also expect the CFO to assist them because they're telling you he's got the same list from Mr. Malema.
They are claiming so, trying to canvass me.
Yes. So they are suggesting to you that that the CFO is implicated in an attempt to rig this tender in favor of a list of companies that are ostensibly EFF companies, and two, that they want you to do that as well. Isn't that what they're suggesting to you?
That's what I think they were name-dropping. They were doing two things. Name-drop the name of the CFO, the EFF in this whole thing.
But the clear implication of their letter, of their message, or their communication to you, we don't know if it was WhatsApp or face-to-face. Was it WhatsApp or face-to-face?
They came to me.
So it was face-to-face. It was a conversation they had?
Yes.
Did they come to you in your office or at your house?
They came to my office.
So they come to your office and they essentially communicate to you that Mr. Malema has given a list of EFF companies to the CFO. That's correct?
They are saying they were with the CFO. They've given him a list from the CIC Juju and they are giving me the list.
The answer to that, Deputy Chief, should have been a simple yes. Am I wrong?
No, as he says, Mr. Malema gave a list to the CFO, which is not correct, Commissioner.
Mr. Shaskel, did you say it was Mr. Malema who gave the list?
That the CFO has a list from Mr. Malema is what I said.
Apologies, Deputy Chief, apologies.
So they didn't convey to you that Mr. Malema had given a list to the CFO?
No,
they didn't. They just said that they had given a list to the CFO.
Correct. Let's see.
Why then, in your message, did you refer to a list that Mpowetu had from CIC Juju?
Much as I'm saying it's a message, but that's what they said. My typing maybe might have appeared to be sounding otherwise.
Well, it's not your typing, it's your message. You say, check with Mpweto if it's the same with his from CIC Juju. So your message presupposes that there is a list from Mr. Malema that has been given to the CFO.
From them. The list came with them.
Yes, but you're now telling us that what they told you is that there was a list that they gave to the CFO and that they didn't mention Mr. Malema.
No.
But you were then the first person to mention Mr. Malema.
To say they are doing that on behalf of the EFF.
Yes, but according to you, they didn't say that the list that they told the CFO that the list came from Mr. Malema. They didn't tell you that.
No.
So they didn't say, we've come from the CFO and given him a list from Mr. Malema.
They said they have a list that it's from Mr. Malema. They gave it to the CFO. When I verified with the CFO, it was not true.
Wait, sorry. How did you verify with the CFO? Because you said earlier you were not talking with the CFO. You were talking.
I verified through Sgt Nkosi. I sent this message to Sgt Nkosi.
But then why do you say I verified with the CFO? Why don't you say I verified with Sgt Nkosi?
Through Sgt Nkosi.
Where is the text where you verified through Sgt Nkosi with the CFO?
I sent a message to Sgt Nkosi.
Yes, where is that? I'm asking for that message. Where is it?
431 Commission. In message 431, I'm saying, afternoon, Captain, I trust your word. I'm saying the above is from the red beret. Please check with him forward to if it's the same with his and so forth to verify the authenticity.
Yes, where is that verification? Where do they come back to you and say there is no list from the EFF or there is no list from the CIC?
Sgt Nkosi called me and informed me.
Oh, it was a phone call?
Yes.
Deputy Chief, is there no contact list of the Tshwane employees?
There is, Commissioner.
What was so difficult with you getting the CFO's number from that contact list, calling him and directly verifying from him? Why did this have to go via Sgt Nkosi? I took advantage of the relationship Sgt Nkosi has. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If you want to make a genuine verification with an employee of Tshwane, you being an employee of Tshwane, there is a contact list which is readily available. Why don't you take that contact list and call the CFO and seek this verification? What you say about their relationship does not make sense. Why did you not do that? Why not pick up the contact list and call the CFO directly?
Commissioner, if you are close to someone, I've never had a meeting with the CFO. We meet only when it's formal meetings. I've never had a chat with the CFO.
This is not about closeness. This is about Tshwane business. This is about Tshwane business and the sort of thing you should inquire about directly from another Tshwane employee. It has nothing to do with familiarity. Why did you not pick up the contact list, get the number, and call the CFO? What we are saying does not make sense at all.
Commissioner, I think we should agree that we might not approach matters on the same way.
On the what?
Or on the same way. It might be ideal that I could have looked for the CFO's contact numbers and called
let's assume that you were not aware of any relationship between the CFO and Sgt Nkosi. What would you have done then?
I could have left it.
Not inquire at all?
Yes, I could have left it.
Did you
because I did not trust them.
Did you see a need to inquire from the CFO?
I did not trust them.
Did you see the need to inquire from the CFO?
Yes, Commissioner.
But you say you would have dropped the subject altogether without verifying, just because there was no Sgt Nkosi. Is that what you are saying?
I'm saying because I knew their relationship, I...
No.
make use of
I'm
it.
talking about dropping because I understood you have 2 questions back to say you just have dropped the whole thing. So I'm saying just because of the absence of a Sgt Nkosi, you would have dropped the subject, even though you considered it something serious enough for you to have had to inquire from the CFO. So you would have dropped it because there would be no Sgt Nkosi.
If I could have met him in a meeting sometime, yes, I might have asked him.
No. That's not my question. My question is, would you have dropped it just because there was no Sgt Nkosi?
I'm saying I could have either wait up until I go to a meeting where he is, then I could have asked him.
You said you would have dropped the subject.
At that time, I'm saying at that time, but because I knew Sgt Nkosi at that time, much as I wrote this message to him quick.
And then you would have asked him if an opportunity presented itself for you to meet the CFO, and then you would have asked him, you say.
Yes.
But I still don't understand. There is a contact list. Why wait for a chance meeting? There is a contact list. Why not pick up that contact list and call the CFO? Why wait for a chance meeting, which might never eventuate?
That was going to be more ideal for me, Commissioner, to discuss with him face to face. Because I've never had this contact or call him just to ask him about these matters.
That too, Deputy Chief, does not make sense. You want to comment?
No, Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Chaskalson. Oh, let's just look at the time. Let's adjourn and resume at 11:35. Let's adjourn.